Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a fast, concise overview, Book of 2 Kings, chapter 3. Let's get started now. The Book of 2 Kings chapter 3 tells the story of the joint military campaign of the kings of Israel, Judah, and Edom against the Moabites. This chapter is a fascinating account of war, diplomacy, and faith in action. Through the actions of the kings and the prophets, we learn about the consequences of sin and the power of repentance and prayer. The chapter begins with the kings of Israel, Judah, and Edom setting out to battle against the Moabites. However, their campaign quickly runs into trouble when they find themselves without water for their armies and animals. In desperation, they turn to the prophet Elisha for help. Elisha responds to their request for help by telling them to dig trenches in the valley. He then promises them that God will fill the trenches with water, even though there is no sign of rain. Sure enough, the next morning, the trenches are filled with water, and the armies are able to quench their thirst. The kings then go on to defeat the Moabites in battle, but not before a startling turn of events. The Moabite king sacrifices his own son on the city walls, causing great distress among the Israelite and Judean armies. This event is a reminder of the consequences of sin and the desperate measures that people will go to when they are cut off from God. After their victory, the kings return to their respective kingdoms. However, the chapter ends with an important message about repentance and prayer. The chapter describes the actions of the king of Moab, who, in desperation, offers his own son as a sacrifice in an attempt to appease his God. In contrast, the Israelite king Jehoshaphat calls upon the prophet Elisha to seek God's help. Elisha responds by asking for a musician to play, and as the musician plays, the Spirit of the Lord comes upon Elisha, and he prophesies victory for the Israelites over the Moabites. Through this act of prayer and prophecy, we see the power of repentance and faith in God to change the course of events. There are several important teachings and applications that we can glean from this chapter of the Bible. Firstly, we see the consequences of sin and the desperate measures that people will go to when they are cut off from God. The Moabite king's sacrifice of his own son is a tragic reminder of the destructive power of sin. Secondly, we see the importance of seeking God's help in times of need. The kings of Israel, Judah, and Edom turned to the prophet Elisha for help when they were without water, and he was able to provide a solution through faith in God's power. Thirdly, we see the power of repentance and prayer to change the course of events. Through the actions of the Israelite king Jehoshaphat and the prophet Elisha, we see the power of prayer and prophecy to overcome even the most desperate situations. In conclusion, the book of 2 Kings chapter 3 is a powerful chapter of the Bible that teaches us about the consequences of sin, the importance of seeking God's help in times of need, and the power of repentance and prayer to change the course of events. Through studying this chapter and applying its teachings to our own lives, we can grow in our faith and our understanding of God's plan for our lives. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.